just got exposed by another ex-employee. But this time, this ex-employee is extremely sus. Bruh. This person alleges that MrBeast is a content thief who not only stole an idea from him, but also never paid him for his work. But before we delve deep into these new MrBeast allegations, we have to talk about whether or not this new ex-employee's intentions are as pure as DarthFader, or if this guy is just a grifter. As a matter of fact, I would even go as far as to say that unlike the cop from Timu, DarthFader, this new ex-employee doesn't seem genuine at all. DarthFader, who is another ex-employee of MrBeast, has proven again and again that he's nothing but genuine, doesn't care about money at all, and all he wants to do is expose MrBeast's disgusting, terrible dark side. Whereas this ex-employee comes out of nowhere, calls MrBeast a content thief, then looks at the camera and says, "Oh, by the way guys, if you want to join the fight against MrBeast with me, I put a GoFundMe in the description and I'm only asking for a small price of $1.8 million. And then this guy has the audacity to put a messed up picture of himself in the GoFundMe where it looks like his house burned down or something. I mean, look at this GoFundMe picture. My bad, but that picture pisses me off, bruh. It looks like he purposely put himself in an angle with a facial expression where he looks like a beat up dog to gain sympathy from people for his GoFundMe, where he's, remember, asking for $1.7 million from you guys. Make no mistake, this GoFundMe from this ex-employee was an orchestrated scam. He actually took the effort to make sure that he had that pity picture of himself, like where he looks kind of messed up, like that. This was planned out, 1000%. I want you guys to bear with me because there is a lot to unpack in this video, and we are going to talk about a new allegation from this ex-employee where he says that MrBeast is allegedly a content thief who stole from him. And to be honest, after all the alleged messed up things we've seen from MrBeast, I wouldn't be surprised one bit if that's true. But I do want to talk a little bit more about this ex-employee's first impressions. And spoiler alert, his first impressions were terrible. But not only to me, but to a lot of people in general.
I got absolutely scammed by the biggest YouTuber in the entire world.
Get scammed by MrBeast? Proceeds to try to scam the viewers in return.
Please help me out. I'm gonna start a GoFundMe. We work too hard to be stomped on.
What you mean we?
By these guys. To be trampled by these people in power. And who's the one that benefits from it? Think about it. Who's benefiting from this? Me or MrBeast?
Yeah, I really wonder who would have benefited from that GoFundMe. I wonder who would have benefited from that $1.7 million. What this guy did with his GoFundMe, asking you guys for $1.8 million, by the way, remember, is the equivalent of me ordering a PS5 from Amazon, but then the PS5 comes to my house broken. So this would be the equivalent of me making a video and saying some stupid crap like, guys, we need to fight Amazon, so please support your boy and give me $500,000, even though a PS5 costs $500. And then of course, I make sure to put up a picture where I look like a beat up dog to gain your sympathy, like this guy did. But I think you guys are starting to understand what I mean when I said that this guy is trying to capitalize off the MrBeast scandal and try to scam his viewers by asking for, remember, $1.7 million. Look, I don't know how much MrBeast scammed this ex-employee out of, but I think we can all agree when I said that MrBeast did not owe this guy $1.7 million. But also, if MrBeast owes you money, then why are you asking random people on the internet to give you that money? I don't know if it's just because I despise scams so much and personally hate the idea of exploiting gullible viewers, but I personally believe that this guy hurt his credibility a lot by setting up this scam fund. Smash like if you agree. But that's not even the funniest part. In this guy's GoFundMe page, the GoFundMe campaign title is literally "The Fight Against MrBeast and the Wrongdoing of His Company." So let me get this straight. This Kamaz warrior is literally looking at you in the camera shamelessly and saying, join me in the fight against MrBeast. Donate to me $1.8 million and we're gonna fight MrBeast together. Like, my bad, but Chris Tyson must have busted inside that guy's brain, bruh. What you mean join you in the fight? So you can take the 1.8 mil, disappear, and go to the Bahamas? That's the fight against MrBeast? But don't take it from me, guys. This GoFundMe rubbed me the wrong way. Well, it definitely didn't rub me where I wanted it to rub me. Do you think this guy might have fumbled in his exposure? I don't know. Tough to say. The fight against MrBeast. Bruh, this guy's acting like he's Cuffyzilla about to go to court with Logan Paul. But after a lot of deserved backlash, this ex-employee has finally decided to remove his GoFundMe. But I like how he changed the description of his GoFundMe to, I am not begging for money. But bruh, you literally is begging though. Sorry for making the GoFundMe. I figured there were people who wanted to support me. My boy! You were asking for 1.8 mil! Now, let me make this clear. I've made 5 videos where I criticize MrBeast, call him a fake, sociopathic scumbag who's allegedly done a lot of messed up, illegal things, and who most likely knew about Chris Tyson being a pedophile all along. So I better not get any brain-dead comments saying, how much did MrBeast pay you? The meat writing is crazy from Fader. I'm literally defending all of us right now by calling out this guy who tried to scam us by asking us for $1.8 million, my boy. Let me make this clear. I don't like MrBeast one one bit. I think he's extremely sus. I think the fact that he's hired not one, but at least 2 PDF files to his company, a company that mainly attracts children, is unacceptable. But I don't like scamming grifters either. And this guy's first impressions personally give me huge grifter red flags. But I will give credit where it's due. It is good that he's removed the GoFundMe and is refunding everyone who's donated to him. But first impressions mean a lot to me. Duckback never monetized anything and never asked for a penny, whereas this guy comes out of nowhere and asks for $1.7 million out of us? It's not a good look. It seems to me that this whole thing was planned out, that this guy came out of nowhere to exploit the MrBeast scandal and finesse 1 mil out of gullible viewers. But I don't know though. Like that top comment said, that GoFundMe rubbed me the wrong way. But let's discuss new MrBeast allegations that this ex-employee brought forward. This ex-employee alleges that MrBeast not only stole an idea from him, but also never paid him for his work. And you know what? I'm actually inclined to believe him. Mainly because Duckback himself came forward and said that MrBeast really does steal ideas. But yo, I think we can all agree when I say that MrBeast allegedly potentially being a content thief has to be the bottom of the barrel when compared to all of the serious allegations that are piled up against MrBeast. Such as him literally hiring an actual PDF file who has an actual record in the PDF file registry. My bro, like, I don't know about you guys, but hiring an actual PDF file who's in the registry for trying to do something sus to an 11-year-old?
He's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people. And they knew that.
Is crazy, especially when knowing that your MrBeast brand is mainly targeting a kid audience. I'm sorry, but the Chris Tyson PDF file scandal is one thing. Having one PDF file at your company is one thing, but having multiple PDF files, now it's a pattern. And now we're all asking serious questions about whether or not MrBeast has a thing for hiring PDF files. But I thought I'd say all of this to make sure that we're all on the same page, that MrBeast potentially being a content thief is a trivial issue when compared to the other minor allegations.
MrBeast gave me a fake job, flew me out there to work. I worked my butt off, took all my ideas, sent me home and told me there wasn't a job available, and then proceeded to not only do that, but then to take my ideas, and then make a video. So that's what we're going to be covering here. Hello, Ty. We would like for you to come in for a vibe check. Vibe check means you come in for a few days to see if you're good, see if you're a good worker, see, you know, people are not going to be annoyed by you, and see if they can move further on with the hiring process. Okay,
so right off the bat, we find out that he was never actually a fully hired employee, but they wanted him to fly for 3 days to the MrBeast headquarters to do a vibe check. And you'll soon find out that the vibe check for the MrBeast company is him flying there for 3 days and not getting paid. So I do have to say that I actually feel bad for him there. Doing unpaid work never feels good at all. And if he really didn't get paid for investing 3 days of his life helping them and working for them, even though he wasn't fully hired, then that's very scummy in my opinion. Time is extremely valuable. So I don't care if he wasn't hired. I think he should have gotten paid for any work that he did there. But of course, when I say paid, I don't mean he should have been paid the $1.7 million that he e-begged for. Not at all. I'm saying he should have been paid a reasonable, maybe generous amount of money for his work done there, despite not being hired. Let's not get it twisted with that 1.7 mil. But during the vibe check, this guy's job was to help come up with ideas for one of MrBeast's upcoming videos at the time. And according to him, he came up with an idea so good that the MrBeast team praised him for it.
We're gonna need the help. We're gonna need the creativity. We need everyone to pull their weight. Does anyone have anything that's gonna help us, you know, with this? And I told him my idea. I brought up every single thing, not only just this idea, but the rest of the video. They loved it. The budget was originally 1.7 million. That intro alone cost 1.7 million dollars, but they loved it. We stayed to midnight. They freaking loved it. I got a pat in the back. Jackson was excited. Hoodie was excited.
So basically what's happening is that this ex-employee, or should I say this ex-vibe checkery, gave his idea for a challenge that would be in one of MrBeast's upcoming challenge videos. But the ex-employee claims that this challenge segment in this video's intro of MrBeast was actually his idea all along, and he feels that he should get paid for it. Here's where I completely disagree. Don't get me wrong, like I've said before, I 1000% feel like this ex-employee should be paid for his 3 days spent at the office, but not for coming up with this idea, and he should definitely not be paid $1.7 million. But he shows pictures about how he drew this idea on a whiteboard, how this idea came from his favorite game, Super Mario, and he feels that his original idea was completely stolen. Alright, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate, okay? When you look at this, does it look like something out of the ordinary? Does it look like something you've never seen before? Or does it look exactly like a typical death run challenge you'd see in Fall Guys? Everything this ex-employee says, by the way, about how he's the only one who came up with this idea, about how people give him a pat on the back, we have to trust his word, right? And not only that, we have to assume that no other employees could come up with something remotely similar to what he proposed. And I don't know, I find that very hard to believe. As a matter of fact, the MrBeast team sent receipts showing that they conceptualized that idea back in 2023 when Fall Guys was at its peak. Hey yo, I'm not gonna lie though, I find it extremely funny how the MrBeast team is very quick to answer and debunk allegations when they're trivial. When it comes to the serious allegations, they're dead quiet out of a sudden. But obviously, like I said, I find it extremely scummy that this ex-Vibe checkery was not paid at all for all of the work that he put in during his 3-day trip. And I feel like the MrBeast company should pay him. But my bad, but he goes for like 10 minutes about how this idea was revolutionary. And once again, we're supposed to take his word for it that no other employee came up with that idea. And look, there are so many reasons to hate MrBeast. But this specific issue about whether or not MrBeast stole this guy's idea is way too vague, and I'm sure we can all agree on that. And I'm sure we can all agree that there is no way that this guy was ever owed $1.7 million at any point in time. The fact that the MrBeast team came up with receipts that seem to debunk this guy's claim, at the very least confirms that this is never going anywhere. If this goes to court, which, let's be real, it's not going to. Do I think MrBeast steal ideas? Of course, 1000%. I mean, he's paying a whole squad of people to come up with ideas and possibly owing some ideas from other YouTubers. But then again, all YouTubers borrow from one another. Let's be real. I mean, have you seen how many people are making MrBeast videos? Pfft, you guys are lucky because that could never be me. For MrBeast to be accused of literally stealing this guy's whole idea, I would need to see something way more convincing than whatever this guy presented. When I look at this doesn't seem like something original, unique, and definitely not something that deserves to be paid $1.7 million for. It seems like literally something you see in a game like Fall Guys. But despite all of this, it is definitely not looking good for MrBeast, and a part 3 from Dogpack with actual evidence is supposed to come out soon. But surely, MrBeast can't possibly get even more cooked than he already is, right?
Money, 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 money.